I'm Anita Blunt, and I need to say something.
Welcome. Hey, everybody. I am Anita Blunt, aka Edgar, aka Angel, coming at you with my very first podcast. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do my very first podcast. Who should I bring in? Who should I ask to come? I thought, why not my cousin, Deborah Martinez?
Hello, everybody.
She's an entrepreneur, guys. Entrepreneur up in the house today.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I was like, who could I bring? What would be a good person to start my first podcast off? Talk about me, what better topic than me?
Of course. I love that.
And for real, on the another side, I brought her in because she was the help, the background creator to my logo. LSD, Okay.
Yes, so cute. It was all his idea, of course.
You were the mechanics, bitch.
Of course.
You came in there.
Teamwork here.
Teamwork, bitch. Yes.
I love it.
Yes. No. But today, my first podcast ever is going to be about me and who I am as a person, so you can understand what I'm gonna do with this podcast, what route I'm taking it. And for that is you have to get to know me. So I thought, good, let's talk about me. And I thought, what better subject?
Of course.
So I brought in my cousin so she can throw a little shade at me while I throw a little shade at her.
We shade back and forth.
So Deborah, tell us about you first, so they know who you are as a person.
A little bit, of course. So yes, Deborah Martinez, 29 years old, a mother of two. Work part-time, full-time, of course. Depends, 30 to 40 hours. But also coming home to, being a mom and a wife, and then also trying to grow, a business. I am actually trying to do eyelash extensions.
Tell me about that, cause.
Yes, it's a very popular trend in the beauty industry, and so I love making other people feel pretty, and of course it was like, hey, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna, you have to,
Once you start something, you have to.
Yes, why you gotta grow as a person, as a business owner and so on, and I'm excited about that journey right there,
Tell them your name, babe.
Of course, it is Foxy Eyes, and you guys can find it on social media. My Foxy Eyes, and there's a lot of content on there, a lot of cute branding, pictures of how to apply extensions, how to take care for them, how to remove them. It's all there, so you guys can follow my Foxy Eyes.
My Foxy Eyes, guys. Go follow her. She's really good. I've seen her work. She ain't no bullshit.
Of course, yeah. And we dedicate to being, precise and making people happy. That's the whole purpose.
That's the purpose of life. Be happy. Yes,
be happy and feel beautiful inside out.
Yes. And if for those people that not everybody knows me. Nobody knows anything about me. Let's just say, my cousin Deborah, she is a very, very fashion-forward person.
Okay.
Come. For those
that's
people,
mom life right there. And today's
there.
Mother's Day, so happy
Mother's Day
to all the moms, the cool moms.
I'm a cool mom.
Yeah, I'm a cool mom, not a regular mom. So happy Mother's Day, but that's the mom life, Coming, baby. Coming.
We're gonna take a pause really quick right now, guys, but.
We'll be right back to talk about what this podcast is based off of and get to know Anita Blunt.
And also my cousin, because she might be a recurring person up in here because I love her. Yay. And she's so cool.
We'll be right back.
Hello, we're back. You got your little toddlers in order, man?
Yes, yes, sir. They're in order and they are good now. We're sorry about that, but we're back to talk more.
About my podcast and about me.
Yes.
So, to get started about my podcast, I basically made LSD for like a couple of reasons. One, because I thought, what better way to spend my time than to vainly talk to myself in a microphone? I was like, that'd be great. No, and I like to talk a lot, bitch, and you know this.
Of course, I
Oh,
love
God.
that. I love that
We've
about
grown up together, and I love to like just say my opinion. And sometimes people are gonna love it, or sometimes people are gonna hate it. But I love that.
That comes with everything. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I decided, I'm gonna make a podcast. I was like, but what do I want? I was like, I want it to be about life, right? Obviously. And I was like, what else am I good at? I said, sex, obviously. And I was like, what do I love in this life? And for me, it's drag. So I said, let's do drag, because everything that we do in this life has a little bit of drag in it. Women doing their makeup,
Yep.
drag, wearing clothes that are extravagant,
Fashionista.
Drag.
Yes.
a lot of stuff comes from drag, and then I also love it. That's where my personality comes from. That's where my name Anita Blunt comes from.
I love
a
it.
drag name.
Yes, Anita Blunt.
Anita
Guys,
Blunt,
go
baby.
follow Anita Blunt. It's dope.
Oh my God. No, so I decided to make this podcast because I wanted to talk to people, get to know people's opinions about everything. Just have people come up in here and give me their perspective on their opinion. Or, I'll give mine to you, see if we change minds today. And if we did, then we did a good job. If we didn't, that's fine. We got another time.
That's fine because you still connect.
You still connected and you talked about
Exactly.
it at least. Yeah, exactly. That's what this podcast is going to be about. Just me bringing people, talking about life, talking about other stuff, talking about sex, talking about, I'm going to try to have a lot of that in there.
A little bit of everything.
A little
in
bit of
here.
everything.
Yes.
A couple therapy up in this bitch too, because life and sex go together. So I'm gonna have couples in here talking about their lives and shit.
Their love.
Their love. I'm gonna try to also shout out drag queens, by the way, from not just from the show Drag Race, but also from all over Dallas, all over the world. Queens from everywhere, because they're talented, and I'm just really
There's
into
talent everywhere. Yes. But shout out, we're Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas,
yes.
D-Town,
DFW.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I was not raised in Dallas. I was raised in actually Mexico.
Correct. Mexican here.
Mexican, fully Latin blood.
Yes.
Don't mess with me. Can't get no.
Yes. But please tell us about how it's like to be Mexican, born in Mexico and raised in here in America.
Yes. Talk about me.
Talk
of course.
about Anita Blunt.
Well, first of all, my name is Edgar Rangel, and I was raised in Mexico, born in Monterrey, Nuevo León.
Nuevo León, yes.
But raised in San Cayetano de Vacas. Hey, throw it up.
For you guys who don't know, that's a small ranch.
Small little town.
Small little town ranch in Mexico. Very
very small, very
small.
popular. You go to one corner to the other one, you're done.
Yeah.
You saw the whole fucking town. But it's so amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
So I grew up there. I was raised there for a while until I was able to be brought here to America by my mother.
At what age?
I want to say it was like around 9, 10. I was very, very young. I came up here, and she had left to America to get a better life. And when she finally, I think she had a good life, she ended up bringing me with a whole bunch of surprises, bitch. A whole bunch of surprises.
Yeah, we did not know we were...
A whole bunch of shit. I didn't know a lot. Like, growing up in Mexico was different from growing up in America. Because I remember when I was younger, growing up in Mexico, it was nothing but dirt. It was nothing but ranch. Like, when I say ranch, bitch, I mean ranch. And you know that because you used to go down to the ranch
visited.
as a privileged ass person who had papers. You were able to visit me.
See, two different people here. But it's okay because it's family, it's all love. But... I do remember going out there, cousin, and
how dusty it was.
It was, yeah, and I was actually young as well, while you were still living over there, I went to go visit, and
what do you vaguely remember about the ranch? Come on, I still remember the 3 houses right next to each other, next to the highway, bitch.
Yes.
We live right next to the highway.
And then I remember there's this road that goes down all the way to the back.
To the center of the town.
The center of the town.
There was only one phone if you wanted to call it anywhere you had to go
You
to the
had to
center
go
of the town
down there,
into
yeah.
the bell tower where
What
the
was
store
it like?
was
What,
at.
a mile away, 2 miles away?
A mile away, and you
Right?
could walk
Yeah.
that bitch,
Yeah.
girl. That's where the school was next
Yeah,
to.
the
Remember?
little school.
Oh my god, Dominic, you
I remember
remember?
that. I really do.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I
I was
know.
raised on that for a while,
I
so
know.
it was kind of weird. Like I was so used to like donkey rides, man.
Yeah.
My grandma had this donkey
Yeah.
when we were little, and she would tie it up to her little cart. And we would ride in the cart while she drove us to school in donkey
Oh
rides
my
every
God.
morning,
Are you
bitch. Yes, I
serious?
loved her. Being Sulema.
Really?
That we were,
Yeah.
because Sulema was with my grandma when she was
Yeah.
younger. But that was crazy, girl. Like I remember all that. To only like thinking, damn, this is life. Did you know? Do you remember there was only 3 channels in that fucking town?
I
Remember?
don't.
Dora, there was only 3 channels.
Wow.
3 fucking channels that you could choose from, and people knew everything. That's why everybody knew everything in that town.
Yeah.
You couldn't sneeze without another neighbor there already knowing
that.
shit, bitch. Like, oh, did you hear Doña Eva left to America? Like,
How did it feel to like leave that? You
It-
know, I mean, I know you were young. And
I had expectations because like I said, 3 channels, and one of the channels was like an American channel. I mean, I might not have understood, but it had movies that were English and American. I remember looking at it and be like, I want to go there. That looks amazing. You know, I'm a little ranch kid, like. Oh
and
my
knowing
God.
your mom's
Knowing my-
here, yeah.
No, my mom was here. Yes, I
Yeah.
was like, that's crazy. And I know when it first happened, I was excited. I remember my grandma telling me, she was like, "Oh, it's time to like, your
Pack
mom
and go.
pack up, go. Your mom's got
Waiting
enough money
for
to
you,
get
yeah.
to get you to America." And I was like, "That's so amazing." I was like, "I can't believe it's happening." When I got there, it was surreal because everything was like so big and everything's so lights, and you know it was back in the
Yeah.
2000s over there in Dallas, like. Wow, I was like amazed. I was like, I can't believe that shit, bro. That shit was
A
crazy.
whole different.
Different from Mexico, because that shit
whole
was
different-
dusty as fuck, man.
It really is.
It was. I was like,
mean, we love Mexico.
I love my Mexico.
you,
Yeah, I
Mexico.
got
But
Mexican
where we
blood
were,
in me.
where we're from, you know, there's nothing, and you know, out here it's just so different to us because we were born from nothing. You know.
yeah.
So, I know what you mean. I definitely.
Your mom's at the front door.
Oh yay! We
Yay.
got visitors. more
We just gotta let.
visitors.
No. I'm not just gonna sing that. I'm gonna get sued by Nickelodeon. No, you could keep. Then go ahead, open it. By the way, guys, the person that's walking in is my aunt. Hi, Tia Rosie. Grandma. Yes, yes. It's your grandma. I'm gonna steal her from you.
They don't want to share grandma.
They never want to share grandmas. Who wants to
Yes.
share grandma? Speaking of grandma, that reminds me of Mama Pancha. Oh
Our
my
Mama
God,
Pancha.
Mama Pancha.
We love
That's
her.
our
She's still
grandmother.
with us. We're so
Yes, I love
lucky
her.
that she's still with us.
That's who raised me.
yeah.
That's who raised me. If you know that, cousin, you know this. I was raised by my grandmother. People don't. Well, I guess I was raised by my grandmother, and then I was raised by my mother here in America.
Right.
That's
Because
the
your
big
mom
difference.
took
you
that
asked me, yeah.
sacrifice to come over here and try to make something better for you guys and well, for you, you know,
Yeah, for
who
me.
you were just there at the
No.
time.
Speaking of the surprise that I got to America, I had a baby brother. Who I didn't
like,
even
wait a
know. Wait a
minute.
minute. Who the hell is this
Who
kid?
is this
Like I'm saying, she
kid?
came to America and I thought she was working. Oh, she was working, all right, to make another
And who's
kid.
the baby brother now?
My brother,
Chanet,
Mario.
Chanet, our
Whatever,
Mario
whatever.
Alexander, our cousin. We love you,
We love
cuz.
cuz. I mean, bro.
Your bro.
Ah! No, bro. But I
But
mean,
yeah.
that was the 2 major differences. Like I had to learn crazy how it was to get along with my mother. Because for years I was with my grandmother, who babied me, by the way. I was her fucking baby. No one could touch this.
Spoiled, rotten. I get it. So when you came out here,
It was so different.
it was
The
so
cities
different.
were bigger, cousin, and I had to learn. Not only that, not the city based. I was excited to see that. It was more like
a different language.
yes, and I had to learn how to get along. I told you
School.
with my mom first of all, because like I hadn't seen her for years. So it's like this woman, you know. And then it was my stepdad who came around in the picture too, and I was like, wow, you know, I had to get along with that. And then a brother that came out of nowhere, a girl,
So it was like
crazy
totally
different.
new for you.
Everything was
Totally.
new. Like it was like I was at the party and I arrived late to the party. Yeah. Like I didn't get my invitation.
Like, wait a minute.
Who are all these? Like we have a whole ass family in America, and I
That I didn't know
hey, I
about.
just got to the party.
That is so funny.
No, but no, and like I said, language barrier too, girl.
Yeah.
That shit was weird. It was like, I gotta pick it up. I picked up my English from. Oh, if you want to know where my personality comes from, it comes from 2000s sitcoms, 2000s anything that has to do with the 90s, 2000s. That is my personality right there.
Yeah.
I learned English from watching TV, cartoons, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, all those big ass corporations. Or not even the big ones either. PBS, bitch, get into it. Yes.
Big
Thanks.
shout out.
It was a pride for viewers just like you.
Yes, I love that. I
Oh
so
my
miss
God.
that.
Oh,
Miss being a child.
a child.
Without responsibility.
How was yours, cousin? Let's talk about yours really quick, because yours was completely. You were here.
Yeah,
you
I was
you were in the
born-
system.
Born and raised here in Dallas. Of course, you know, my mom was a single mother. My mom was a single mother, you know, who raised me along with two younger sisters. And we've basically been, you know, raised alone, you know, without a father figure in our life, you know. And that's who I look up to because she's brought us past everything
Amen.
alone, you know, and
Yeah.
woman independent.
That's a fierce queen right there.
Yes. So, you know, being here, being Mexican, of course, I didn't know English. I
Right.
learned English, I want to say in third grade, cousin. I don't know if you know this, but
No, I did not.
third
'cause
grade.
I came here and you were bilingual as fuck
no,
when I got here.
didn't. I was, of course, I was, my mom
You were
did.
ahead of me though. That's why.
Right, but my
I
mom
got
doesn't
here
know
late,
English,
yeah.
so I'm being raised in a household with nothing but Spanish. So
You had to
I learned
adapt.
English in third grade from friends, of course, hanging out with friends at school. You know,
Must have been fun. I didn't know how to make friends.
you know, and I remember like being so proud that I learned how to spell world, WORLD.
yes.
You know, and it's like my teacher was like, "You spelled this right," and I'm like, "I know, I can't believe it." It was just like a huge milestone.
I could not believe it.
At that time, you know, like, wow, I learned English. And it's like, because we're Mexican,
Yeah.
our household is nothing
But
but
Spanish speaking, we have Latin roots, which is great. We love it.
Yeah.
Like this shit's great. But like to have to get up here and learn English and have to be the only one in the house that they depend on you for everything.
Can you read my mail? Can
Oh my
you,
God.
you know, what does this say?
And then when they get mad when you don't even
When you
know,
don't
like
understand.
you're 7 years old trying to read a fucking letter that is
legal
a legal
letter.
letter. What does it say? Dice que that you have to
Tienes que ir a corte.
you have to go to
¿Por qué?
court.
I don't know.
Something about third-degree murder.
It really felt, you felt that
The pressure. Oh, bitch. Yo, I hated that. I would be like, you know how old I am, right?
Like, Mom.
and then you know what I hated the most? The saying that I hated at the end of every conversation with them after that was, ¿para qué aprendes inglés si no vas a saber cómo usarlo? And for you English viewers, it's, why would you learn English if you don't know how to use it? It's like,
You're
girl,
not
I am
useful.
7. Like, that hit hard.
It was pressure, seriously.
Latin
guys.
parents are harsh.
That
girl.
was so
Girl,
harsh.
the tea. Oh my God, fuck that.
Good memories though.
Oh my God, now you do it to your kids. No, you don't. You're lucky. You're a
No, my
second
kids,
generation.
You know, and I want to teach. I want them to learn, you know, Spanish and English. It's so to me, it's so important that they learn to be bilingual. You know,
Yeah.
not just because they're born here that they just speak English. No, I want them to be bilingual, and you know, of course, like you, I know you said, you know, we're privileged and stuff. It's
It's not a bad thing because
no,
like,
I know,
it's
I
great,
understand
it's great
that
it
because
happened.
I do see how, you know, it's
Well,
so
our shit is
different.
different
Yeah,
because
it's
I-
so different for you. And
Yeah, because like coming from the speaking barriers, when I got here, you said you learned it in 3rd grade, and you had already. When I got here, you were like in 4th or 5th, and your English was above and beyond. I remember,
Right.
except for that bullshit you used to pull. After everywhere, she used to be like my mom said if she could I remember that you went through that phase. Oh my God! But back to it. You and I were different. You learned English because you were already here. You know, you had the privilege of being here. I got here like at age 12, 11. I had to like pick that shit up quick, and it was harder for me. But I got it quick because I knew that if I didn't fucking learn how to speak to these people, I would be lost in the dark. It was
Yeah.
like having a fucking blindfold over your face when you spoke to other people, and I it was harder for me because I had my Spanish fluently. Like I knew
Yeah.
pesos.
yeah, of course. I mean, imagine like you're coming to everything new, and then you have to
Girl.
learn how to. You're like, this is my only way to to fit in
Yes.
into this, you know.
It was hard. It was
Society
hard to
and-
fit into society back in the day because we were viewed as stealing jobs. Remember that was a big thing
Yeah.
back in the day.
I think that's still pretty,
Yeah.
you know,
But
relevant here. People do still say that, you know, and
But I mean,
it's okay, you know. As far as
Not
us,
that.
we're happy to be here. We are very strong
Amen.
and hardworking, and that's why we are where we are today, you know.
Latins people, bro. I just love our community. I have love-hated relationship with our community because sometimes we do have like things that are like a little bad about us, where we have toxic masculinity in our
Households.
households.
Yeah,
The
where
men are
men
raised
are
with machos. Like
Yeah.
it's hard for them to get into that.
and then women are stay-at-home moms, and it's so, you know, this is something so important to me because I'm like, well, I mean, hey, I'm not gonna be a housewife.
Hell
I
yeah,
want
girl.
to
Exactly.
go out there and get it. I'm ambitious and I want to like do
Ambitious,
something, you know.
yes, girl.
Yeah, so it's very. I agree with you, cousin. You know, it's
But
love and hate
that's
in
something
the
we have to
community.
break out as a community. We have to break out of the cycle that our parents used to be in, because even with my mom's, like, she has a hard time like thinking that we could do anything else if we're not a doctor or a lawyer or a motherfucking
Right.
something up there. And it's like, no, like that's not how it is. Like you don't have to have that. You can be more without even being all that, you know.
Exactly.
And it's just they're the way they were raised.
Exactly.
They were raised to like, oh, you get a job, get a family, and start and just do that. That's it. Have the man take care of it, and it's not like that anymore. Like I said, we're second generation here. Who, you know, well, no, would we consider
it's
second or
second,
first? We're
We're
first,
first.
who learned shit about the second.
You're right. You're right.
Because we were Latinos, we didn't know English until we had to learn it. But we're different from them because we started breaking cycles. Like, we did not start a family right away. I remember you took
I
a
know,
minute.
yeah. I waited. You know, because like you said, we're taught to be like, oh no, you gotta graduate high school,
Oh
get
my
a good
God,
job,
yes.
get married, and then you can have babies, you know? And no, I really took it as like, no, I'm young, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna live my life, and then
Lucid.
I can, you know, focus on having a family and so
Girl.
on. And, you know, that's how it works, you know, like everybody's different, everybody's life and path are different, so you can't say, oh,
Life,
you know,
L.
life, that
Life,
is
L.
life, you know, everybody, there's younger girls that get pregnant at 15, there's women that get pregnant at 30, you know,
It's different.
it's-
Life is
everybody's
different. And don't ever let anybody tell you that you have to get pregnant at all either.
Exactly.
No offense to the women who have kids. That's great. Having kids is a fucking blessing. Trust me. I've seen it in my family. I've seen it in my friend. A little fact about me: I don't like children. Not a big deal. But having kids is great. So some people, but some others like me, it's like, oh, I don't think I can. But it's not a bad thing, and people need to stop putting so much pressure on women about that. Cause like they're like, when are you gonna have a baby? When are you gonna have a baby? Stop asking questions like that.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're
you don't know
going
what they're
through.
going through behind closed doors, you know. Sometimes they don't want one period.
Sometimes
Sometimes they're
miscarriages.
struggling to
Yeah.
have one period, and you know, it's just you don't know, and you know, it's you can't judge somebody, you know, like, why don't you have kids yet? Like, you don't know that they want one at all, you know.
Yeah.
And that's important. I'm so glad you brought that topic.
Yeah,
you know, like,
girl.
that's very important.
A lot
for
of people don't
somebody.
talk about it, and it's like
Yeah.
you really need to stop asking people that. Like, it sucks because there's some women who can't have kids at all, and when you say that, it reminds them,
and it
it's
puts them in that dark place.
And
And it's like not something that they want to share and have everybody know.
exactly
Hey, I
like,
can't
oh,
have
I can't.
children.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like,
that's
no.
that's so.
To some women,
bad.
that's like a very deep thing. It's like
Exactly.
you lost your womanhood. So that's basically what they think, and it's like, no, you're still a beautiful woman, but I feel what you feel. Like
And
you lost
you
the
want to make you don't want to make them feel like, you know, a failure.
failure. Exactly.
because-
That's terrible. Don't make them feel worse. That's why
No.
we need to stop as a community. Stop saying, why aren't you getting pregnant? Why didn't you want a kid?
Why don't
Like,
you want to have a
Nah,
family?
none of your fucking business, bitch. Like,
Straight up.
Straight up. Oh my god. But speaking of kids, like, you have two cousins.
I know, a
That's a
boy
crazy-
and a girl.
A boy and a girl.
And
It's like
you know,
little
and
girl.
that's funny you say. I actually was when I was younger. I would say no, I'm not gonna have any more kids. I don't want kids, basically, you know. But it happened, and I'm happy. I have two little munchkins, so
Yeah, and their names are.
Adrian and Aubrey.
I remember when you were pregnant with Adrian. That was a crazy ride, but For people who are out there, I want to let y'all know that I am a 420 cannabis enthusiast. But when you
very
were
big.
yes, cousin, yes, I stay high at the functions. No, but
When I was pregnant, my cousin here, Anita Blunt, will always come through for me and my baby, my pregnant
a
belly.
pregnant woman and a stoner child, the best combo. I remember. Okay, so I remember it was one time you hit me up out of the random blue, and that was when I was first becoming a smoker. And you were like, "What are you doing, cousin?" I remember that this was AJ when you were pregnant with AJ,
Yeah,
your
Adrian,
first boy
my
child.
first baby.
You were like, "Oh, cousin, come over, let's chill. I'm bored. I'm alone." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, cousin." I was like, "She's pregnant." I was like, "Okay, cousin, let me just get high really quick, and then,
And then I'll be your way.
So I did, and then I remember going to your house, and you were just little ball, just sitting there like, "Hi," and I was like, "Oh, look at her, her little chubby self."
We had a blast when I was pregnant with Adrian. We did a lot of things. Especially a stoner kid here,
Yes.
and a pregnant woman.
She
Can you
was-
imagine
oh
how
my
much
God.
we ate?
Oh
We
my!
were
Oh my God!
always-
Let's talk about it because the first time I think we went to Brahms and she was like, "Let me order first," and
Let me
I was
order
like,
this, and
"Okay,
this,
go
and
ahead."
this.
And she was like, "Let me get a bananas." I remember. I think I remember. And she was like, "Let me get a banana split with everything." Oh, can you also add extra marshmallow? You said you said another kind of flavor. You said add pecans and this kind of nuts and this
And
kind of
then
nuts.
chocolate syrup and everything.
You're like, "Oh, caramel too if I have to pay extra." You're like, "Oh, can you add some cookies or some shit in there?" I was
Add
like,
cherries.
And then it got to me and they were like, "What would you like?" I was like, "I'll take what she got. I'll take exactly what the hell she got because that shit sounded amazing."
That was so fun, and that
And
was
then
good memories.
We would go
honestly.
back to the house and then we would watch American Horror Stories.
Oh yes, at the time that was so popping.
That was I still popping, bitch.
No,
What
but
talking
you know what
about?
I mean. It was like recent,
Yes.
and it was like you've got to watch it.
Oh my God, you got it. And we used to watch it. We were so close in that pregnancy, and then you
Mm-hmm.
had your demon child.
Little Chucky.
Oh my God! Speaking
There
of
she
devil.
goes.
Oh my God!
Alright.
Speaking of the devil, and she appeared.
And she's gone now.
With that child, oh my God, let me tell y'all, when she was pregnant with Aubrey, we were not able to say nothing to her. She was the most emotional thing you have ever seen. Girl,
Hey, pregnant moms, I know y'all.
no,
feel
not
me.
with AJ. We were in love because then we had a thing going with AJ. And then Aubrey came around, she got pregnant. And I remember I would go over and I'm a very blunt person. I'll say what's on my mind. I know sometimes I gotta shut the fuck up. I have a filter, but it's hard for me. And I remember I came to see her after she told me she was pregnant, and she was already like what, 2-3 months?
Probably.
You were big,
Yeah,
cousin.
but
You were
probably like 5 months.
You were big with her
yeah.
because I remember I walked in and I looked at her and I said, "You're as big as a balloon."
I was.
She turned down and
crybaby.
started to cry, and I was like, "I'm sorry, cousin.
Crybaby.
Sorry." She was like, "I just feel so big." And
I
was like,
was, I really
"Oh, I
was.
felt bad. I'm so sorry, cousin."
It's okay.
But that shit
No
was
hard feelings.
That's the
Hormones.
hormones.
Yeah.
That was funny. I could not talk. Nobody could tell you nothing because you were so hormonal with that girl. We knew that baby was gonna be psychotic.
She's my little Chucky.
She's obsessed with him, isn't she not?
And how she loves watching him, but she's not obsessed.
She from a distance.
She's
from a distance.
won herself.
Oh, so she's a stalker. Is what you're telling me? She stalks the shit out of him, but she doesn't.
Yeah. I love my kids though.
They're
Love
so
them.
sweet, and the other one's obsessed with Sonic.
Yeah. Sonic the
Obsessed.
Hedgehog.
Sonic the
Love
Hedgehog.
him.
He gets mad when my brother comes over and starts saying that Mario's faster than Sonic.
Yeah.
So
Mario.
funny. Oh my God, cousin, that's.
Thank you for having me here. I'm
not
so
done,
happy
ho.
to. I know, but I'm talking. Like I'm happy to like be able to like talk about this stuff with you. You know, and but
Yeah,
let's-
we always have a good time talking to each other.
we
cousin.
do, and you know, it feels like when we're just hanging out normally,
Yeah.
talking about life,
yeah.
you know, anything, our personal, everything, you know.
Because we kind of know everything about you. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I was like, you were one of the first people who I kind of confided in after I came out.
Yeah, and I
was-
mean, I remember like, you know, it's like that didn't make a difference, you know. To
Exactly.
me, it was like
But
you
also
are
because
who you
you
are.
already
and-
had a secret from another cousin holding in the background. You already
True,
know.
my cousin,
Because you were
yeah.
like,
But still, you know, it
Yo,
was.
that's-
I always
you're an ally cousin.
saw
You're
it
an ally.
like that's my cousin.
Cousin.
Nothing. It doesn't make a difference, you know.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Remember when my mom kicked me out of the house and I ended up staying with your mom.
Yeah.
And then she came over and your mom started to yell at my mom and God, that shit was crazy. Coming out for me was not a pretty picture.
was not.
My mom called me let's say, quote unquote, making out with a guy in my room.
Yeah, it did happen, guys.
And she gave me a 5 slap combo when I told her. I was like, I'm gay. And she slapped me 5 times and told me to get out. Which was crazy for me because cousin that night was insane. I remember just thinking, what the fuck just happened? Like, I thought my mom would be the one that had my back. And
You couldn't believe that.
The gag is, here's the gag. My dad came up behind her, and he had told us a million times before that if any of us came out gay, he was gonna fight us on sight. That he was gonna throw us out. So I was scared already. I was like, fuck, this nigga's gonna come fuck me up. The gag is, when he opened his mouth, he was like, what happened? I told him, fuck it. I was like, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna do my thing. I opened my mouth and I was like, I'm bisexual, which, you know, it changed. My sexuality changed throughout my personality because I had to figure out who I was when growing up. But at the beginning, I told everybody bisexual to like kind of please my parents and please the family. Like, oh, there might be a possibility of a girl, which is still a possibility now.
Right, but
as a pansexual man,
you really use that for that advantage.
A crutch. It was a crutch back in the day. But I remember when I opened my mouth to tell him, he looked at me and he's like, okay, and that's it. It was like a common okay thing. I felt relaxed.
And that's where you were surprised. You were shocked.
I thought I was gonna have to fight. Like, I was in a fighting stance, bitch. I was like, oh, I'm about to Bruce Lee this nigga.
I'm gonna defend myself. Yeah.
Yes, and I remembered him just looking at me again and saying, "Do you think you can find a place to stay the night so I can talk to her and calm her down?" And that took me by surprise, and I was like, "Dude, what is going on?"
But how does that make you feel now? Like, do you think like I appreciate him for that?
I do, and I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why I appreciate him more than anything. Because growing up with him, with my stepdad, I was not a nice person. I was going through a lot of shit back in the day. I was stuck in a closet. I was not with my real dad, who was calling me once in a while through the phone, putting shit through my head, telling me that, oh, he loved me and that the other guy doesn't love me. You know, my real dad was a dick. And I remember it was crazy because like when Mario did that, Mario's my stepdad, by the way. When Mario did that and told me all that shit, he was like, oh, it's okay. It took me by surprise because it's like, I've been such a dick to him my whole life. Because I remember we would get in arguments about the dumbest shit. He'd be like, oh, do you remember? Like, and my first argument would be like, you're not my dad.
Right.
Like, you're not my dad. And that's so sad because I did that a lot. And I know I did it because it was like all inside anger of me being stuck up inside as the person I didn't want to be. I had to pretend to be straight. I had to pretend to be this. And I remember that was crazy for me. And it took me out because, Okay. It took me out. Don't cut my story
Sorry.
No, it took me out because I remember he had told me he was going to fight me. And when that happened, I was like, damn, this guy really gives a fuck about me, you know? And I've been such a dick to him my whole life. In a very crucial and
very vulnerable moment in your life, he comes through in a clutch. Like, and you're like, you sit back and think, this is the guy that I've been so mean to all my life, and he's the one
the most
understanding person that I'm pretty sure blew your mind. You're
yeah,
just
it
like,
did,
whoa.
and it was crazy. And I thank my stepdad now, and to all the stepdads out there, like shout out to y'all niggas, like y'all the best.
Stepping up
To the plate. Like it's hard, especially when you have a kid like me, like. I was really angry, mad at the world, and I took it all out on him because I was like, he's an easy target.
He was there no matter what.
And I thank him, and it was crazy.
Shout out, Theo, to my Theo, love you.
No, it was great. After that, like I think after I came out, it was much easier to get along with my dad and with my stepdad. But I got on my dad because that's the real man right there, and he took care of me. And cousin, a lot of y'all took me in. You're like slay queen. And I was like, no, don't say that.
Slay.
It's like it's crazy. We've had a crazy life, and we grew up together, cousin. I saw you go through ups and downs in your life.
Of course, that's what family does. We see each other, grow and be, our up and downs, but we're there for each other. We
are. This family's crazy. And I love how we just came up and did our own thing. Like, you got your little eyelash business going, and you got your certificate to prove that you legit, girl. Props to you, queen.
Certificate, yes.
It's the tea.
And I'm happy, and I'm proud for you, because in doing this is such a cool project. And guys, you gotta tune in because there's gonna be lots and lots of tea,
a lot of shade, a lot of more,
a lot of everything. So you gotta tune in.
You gotta just. I'm here to talk. Just talk. That's it. I just want. Sometimes someone just wants someone to talk to, someone to listen to about a conversation about like, we all think of random conversations, and that's basically what mine is. random conversations with people to find out who they are as people, how they can be better, and learn from them. Learn from everything you talk about the other person.
Yeah.
And
I agree. I love it. I'm
was-
so here for it, and I'm so glad to be the first
first
one here.
First one to my
Yay.
first podcast episode.
I love it. LSD. I love that. Life,
LSD,
sex,
drag. Yes, you better get into it.
Yeah, and I know that certain topics don't apply to me, but I know that throughout your whole podcast, you'll have,
learn, girl.
yeah, you'll learn, and you'll have other people that you can talk those,
to.
Discuss those topics.
It's life. Like I said, life is like drag. It's always the same shit. If life imitates art, and drag is art.
Yeah.
It's imitating that shit. All you gotta do is just keep going. I would just want to get more. When going into this podcast, I hope that I get to like interview more people who have different opinions of me, so we can learn more about it. We can get more in depth with it. Don't worry, guys. I'm also gonna not just always gonna talk about like serious shit. I'm also gonna talk about life. Also has to do with drama. So we're gonna do like things like little things about pop stars, little stuff about other people. We're gonna talk about it all. Like we're gonna do it all.
It's all
here,
gonna
like,
be there.
All here. I'm also have people come talk about sex and threesomes and all this. And do you want to have another person in your bedroom? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Can you handle it? We'll see. We're gonna have to
find out.
And like I said, I'm also gonna be doing a drag review for the new Drag Race Australia. I know the first and second episode are already out, and I'm late to the party. But you can blame my cousin. She's been taking a minute to come record this fucking first episode to let you know. But no, I love you, cousin. I know you got a life. You got a life, bitch.
Yes.
I live.
Yeah. But I'm here.
But that, like I said, I'm going to keep uploading. Give me time because a bitch is busy. I'm a construction worker, by the way. So she is busy. It's 12-hour shifts. Let me get my time, and I'll keep posting episodes. And I'll let y'all know where as soon as I do. But, cousin, would you like to let everybody know where they can follow you?
Yes, you guys can follow my personal at Martinez, MVRTINEZS. And then, of course, follow my business page, My Foxy Eyes. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So make sure to follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mister.
I told y'all would see a little bit of everything.
Everything. You're going to see everything here. Well, also, guys, if you would like to follow me on my social medias, it'll be Anita Blunt Rangel. Anita Blunt Rangel with RANGEL Rangel. Or you can go onto my Instagram, which is Anita Blunt Now. All together, no spaces. And I will be posting and telling you where you can go listen to it more. You can also go to my YouTube channel, which is also, I believe, Anita Blunt. And I will be posting all my episodes on there. And I will be telling y'all when eventually, because like I said, bitch is busy and she got things to do. But I will try to edit it tonight and let y'all know. Probably try to put it out on every source I can. Anything else you want to add, Kyle?
No, I'm glad I was here, and I hope to be back. So request for me to be back.
Request.
So
More tea about the family and talk shit about my life. Oh, I love it.
So thank you for having me, guys.
No, cousin, I love having
Happy
you
Mother's
here.
Day. I'm so happy.
Happy Mother's Day. But I love it, cousin. But thanks everybody for listening, and I promise you will see me again because I will have more to say. And thanks for all, and I need a blunt, so I gotta go.